Setting the dice before you throw helps to encourage certain numbers to appear more often. Plus, there's the possibility of the 7 showing a lot less. Hey, my name is Joe, and this is my Craftsmaster dice shooting journey. Please make it yours as well. The goal of step number 4 is to review a variety of different dice sets. I have dice sets for beginners, intermediate players, and advanced players. Today's dice set is the Hardway set. Okay, so let's go through some common terminology here. And if you look at the dice, we have our dice set. And everybody wonders what the dice set numbers mean. So right here we have a 5, 4, 5, 4. So I always read the left dice first and then go to the right dice next. So let's say that's the Hardway set, by the way. That's what we're using in this video. But let's say we go to a 1223, which will be the next set that we're going to do in our series. So this is going to be 1223, and that's how we read that dice set. So we have a 1 on top, a 2 in the front, a 2 on top, and a 3 in the front here. And by the way, this is my Crafts Nation dice set here. Our dice here, which I got back about a month or so ago. And I'm going to be getting some white and black ones here pretty soon. It started with our 5, 4, 5, 4, which is our Hardway set that I'm using for this series or this video. We have what's called primary numbers. So the primary numbers are the numbers that show when the dice are on axis. So if you have the 5s on top, that would be primary numbers. 4s, 2s are primary numbers, and 3s are primary numbers. So that means that the dice are rolling on axis and they stay together, and that's our primary number right there. So whatever number is on top would be the primary number. That is not the numbers that are on the side of the dice. So if you look at the side of the dice, we roll them. We have the 6s on one side, and we have the 1s on the other side. So that way, if the dice go off axis and say it rolls down, that would mean that the 5 is the primary number, but the secondary number is actually that 1. So that means that it imploded the right dice. So let's say they roll down and we get a 6, 4. That means that the left dice imploded. It turned in, if you will. And the 4 is a primary number because it stayed on axis. So let's go back to the 5, 4 dice set again. 5, 4, 5, 4 the Hardway. And so then we got primaries. Double pitch means that one dice rotates 2 faces further than what the other dice. And look what happens with the Hardway set if it double pitches. We have a 7. We have a 7. We have a 7. And we have the final 7. Okay, going back to our regular set, our Hardway set, 5, 4, 5, 4. So again, we just got done going through the double pitch, which is 2 faces further. And we also have a single pitch. A single pitch is where the one dice rotates 1 extra turn, 1 extra face than what the other one does. So right here we have a 5, 4, 6, a 4, 2, 6, a 2, 3, 5, and a 3, 5, 8. So we have 6s, 8s, and 9s that way. Let's say it single pitches the opposite direction. Again, we have an 8, 5, 3, 8. We have a 4, 5, 9, a 2, 4, 6, and a 3, 2, 5. So again, we have the 5s, 9s, 6s, and 8s at this dice set. So that would be a single pitch. And I remember the single pitch can go either way. Remember that we can have an implode of the dice. So that means that one dice turns in or implodes. Let's say the right dice stud here. So we have the other one stays on axis, and we have primary numbers. So we have a 5, 1, 6, 4, 4, 2, 8, or 6, 3, 3, 6, and back to where we should be. So that would be if one dice implodes. Let's say the other dice implodes. This is where we're going to have our 5, 6, mid-mo, 11 there. We have a 4, 4, 8 square pair. We have a 2, 1, 3 shocker, sassy. And we have a 3, hard 6 right there, and back to our mid-mo-yo. So that would be if that one dice would implode. So that's where the YouTubers come out there, guys. And then the other one option would be if we have an exploding dice. Here we have a mid-mo-yo again, another square pair, another 2-1-3 shocker, and we have the hard 6 again. And let's say the other dice explodes. There we have a 5-1 mixer, aside from Chris from Sideshow Gambo. We have the square pair again. We have a 6-2-8. And we have the hard 6 again. So that would be if that right dice would explode. If this one, we already went through that explode. So them are the different things. So we have the dice set read. We have 5, 4, 5, 4. We have our primary numbers in review here. And we have a double pitch, which is 2 faces further. We have a single pitch, which is 1 face further. Or we'll go 1 face back. And we've got the implode, which is where 1 dice turns in. And we have the explode, which is 1 dice goes out. We can have a double explode. We could have a double implode. We could have an implode with a single pitch. Or look at this, guys. Here is the double pitch. 2-1-3 shocker. 3-4-7 mid-mo-yo. And back on 7. So we'll go back to the 5-4-5-4 here. We can have a 1 explode, and we can go with a single pitch. 4-6-10, 2-4-6, 3-1-4. Hey, there's the Big Joe. Big Joe, 3-1-4. And we have the 5-3-8. So all the different options here, guys, and let's go back now, and we're just going to review what the stats are and what the percentages are that this dice set throws. So let's review the Hardway set here. And if you look on the right side of the screen there, I have the number rolled, which is the 2 through 12, and there's a total next to it, and that's the total number of ways that you can actually roll that number with this dice set. So it varies anywhere with the 2s and 12s, we can roll them once each, all the way up to the 7, which can be rolled 14 times. The 6 and 8 is 15 times each. But if you look at it, there's a total of 84 results, or 84 different rolls that you can actually roll. So if you look at the 7, and when does the 7 appear, how does it roll? And if you roll on axis, meaning that the dice stay on axis, they don't implode or explode at all, you have a chance of rolling the 7 4 different times, and they all come out a double pitch. So that means that one of the dice rolls over 2 faces further than what the other one does. 4 of your 7s will come when one dice implodes and the other dice double pitches. And 4 of them will come when you have one dice that explodes and the other dice double pitches again. Another 7 will come when both of the dice implode, and the last 7 comes when both dice explode. If you look at the hard ways, there is a possibility of 1 hard 4, 1 hard 10, but the hard ways actually come in here, even though it's called a hard way set. The hardways actually come in when there's a 6 or an 8 rolled. Hardways will show 14% or 14.28% of the time. So 1/8 of the rolls should be a hardway. There's 10 different ways to throw craps with this set, which comes out to be about 11.9% of the time will be a craps number. And if you look at the box numbers, so you look at 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10, that's going to be 60 of your throws. And the 6 and the 8 is going to be dominant with that. So there's 15 ways to throw that 6 and 8 on this dice set. So 15 different ways for each number. And that means that 35% or 35.7% actually of the time will become a 6 or an 8 with this hard set. So basically takeaways here, a double pitch is bad. So 85.7% of the time that the 7 comes up, it's going to be because of a double pitch. The hot numbers for this one is the 6 and 8. So 35.7% of the results will be a 6 or an 8 for this dice set. If you look at the 5 and 9s, 23.8% 8% of the time the 5 and 9 will show. 11.9% of the time a 4 or 10 will show. 9.5% of the time will be a 3 or an 11. 2.4% of the time will be a 2 or a 12. So if you're liking this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure that you share it. Every little bit helps in the YouTube system. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do so. Make sure that you add your comments. Let me know what you're thinking about this series. Let me know the things that you're doing to help with this series. Hey, if you'd like to know what the 10 steps are to the Craftsmaster Journey dice shooting method, click on the link on the right side and that'll bring you to that video. Hey, my name is Joe and this is my Craftsmaster dice shooting journey. Please make it yours as well.